E.T. is a film that has withstood the test of time, a tale of aliens and alienation, in some ways more resonant than ever in 2022, 40 years after its initial release. After its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May 1982, E.T. surpassed Star Wars to become the highest-grossing film of all time, a record it held for 11 years until Spielberg's own Jurassic Park surpassed it in 1993. Film critic Roger Ebert describes E.T. as a movie that you can grow up with and grow old with, and it won't let you down. The story of E.T. was inspired by Spielberg's imaginary friend, who he conjured after his own parents' divorce, filling a void Spielberg described as a friend who could be the brother he never had and a father that he didn't feel he had anymore. The film follows Elliot, a 10-year-old boy, as he uncovers a frightened alien in his family's tool shed and hides it away in his bedroom, keeping it a secret from his mom and eventually government scientists. E.T. unwittingly imparts wisdom and hope, helping heal Elliot's feelings of emptiness and isolation after his father leaves. In a piece by Anthony Lane for The New Yorker celebrating the 20th anniversary of E.T., Lane writes, "Elliot has been with us for 20 years, and we have yet to recover from his revelation that there is nothing more real than sitting in your own backyard, waiting for the unreal to come down, take a handful of candy, and fly you to the moon." Let's take a closer look at how camera work, dialogue, and score during the final scene drive home that revelation. Camera work throughout the film makes many shots appear as if they're seen through the eyes of children. Low camera angles, like in this shot, with tall blades of grass poking up into the screen, force the audience to see things from Elliot's point of view. Roger Ebert describes E.T. as a triumph of imagination, because the filmmakers had to imagine E.T., had to see through its eyes, hear with its ears, and experience this world of ours through its utterly alien experience in order to make a creature so absolutely convincing. The word for what they exercised is empathy. But Elliot has to exercise empathy too, see the world through E.T.'s eyes, hear with its ears. By extension, the camera work enables the audience to empathize with Elliot's perspective as we see his world through his lens. The shots of Elliot's mom falling to her knees and Keyes placing a comforting hand on her shoulder show that their respective fear and suspicion have given way to compassion. John Williams' Oscar-winning score further drives home the bittersweet sentiment in this final scene. The strings underscore a call and response between E.T. and Elliot, who otherwise have minimal dialogue. When Elliot comes to terms with the fact that E.T. is indeed going home, the score becomes more climactic. Horns chime in, enveloping the strings just as E.T. and Elliot embrace one another. But it's not just Elliot's character who embodies empathy. E.T.'s finger lights up when he notices something that needs healing, like when he sees Michael in his Halloween costume earlier in the film. In this final scene, it's Elliot's broken heart.
I'll be right here.
With E.T., there's no waxing poetic, just simple wisdom, accessible to audience members both young and old. The idea that imagination can be an antidote to loneliness. By this final scene, Elliot has made peace, at least to a degree, with his father leaving. E.T. teaches Elliot that he can be loved even if the person who loves him leaves him. This film recognizes that wisdom doesn't always come with age. When Keyes and Elliot watched a near-death E.T. earlier in the film, Keyes admits to Elliot, "I'm glad he met you first," admitting that what E.T. needed was to be cared for and comforted, not inspected and prodded. The dog running up the spaceship ramp after E.T., uninhibited by the same principled restraint as humans, in a way behaves like Elliot wishes he could, chasing after him. But instead, Elliot stays put and comforts the dog, again displaying his maturity. During the last shot that we see E.T., the music suddenly softens, reminding the audience that this is, above all, a moment of tenderness. It's got heart, and it's only fitting that E.T.'s heart is the last part of him we see. The fanfare score strikes up again in these last shots, commemorating the spectacle of a ship jetting off to space, leaving a rainbow in its path. But most importantly, this score celebrates the very last shot of the film. Not of a spaceship, but of a look of wonder on a young boy's face. E.T. reminds us that only through empathy can we suspend our disbelief and find something to truly believe in. Something ordinary and extraordinary all at once. Something paradoxically unreal, magical, and true. Something worth phoning home about.